Forget what you think you know about the New York Knicks. Seriously, they're not the gritty underdogs who are just happy to be in the playoffs anymore. They're not the league's lovable losers, but what you're seeing is the slow, steady construction of a powerhouse, a team being built piece by piece to conquer the Eastern Conference. This isn't just a hopeful prediction, it's a blueprint, and today I'm going to show you exactly why the Knicks are about to become the team that nobody in the NBA wants to face. We all know Jalen Brunson is the guy who changed the culture in New York. That's old news. The real story, though, is the one that should be sending chills down the spine of every other front office, and that is that he's no longer alone. The question for years was how the Knicks would find him a running mate. Well, he's here, and his name is Karl Anthony Towns. And let's be crystal clear, we're not just talking about another all-star added, but we're talking about the perfect offensive partner, the move that has turned the Knicks from a tough out into a true juggernaut. Towns' ability to space the floor as one of the greatest shooting big men ever has completely unlocked this offense. The inside-out threat that he and Brunson create is a nightmare for opposing defenses. You can no longer just send a double team at Brunson in the fourth quarter without Cat having to make you pay. This isn't just about the stats that he puts up, it's about the strategic checkmate that he creates. He was the missing piece, and his arrival is the single biggest reason the Knicks are no longer just participating in the postseason, they are built to conquer it. Every true contender needs an identity, and for the Knicks, that identity has been elevated to a championship level. The foundation of toughness was there, but it took a new architect to build a title contender on top of it, and that architect is Mike Brown. The critics wondered if he could replicate his success elsewhere, but Brown took this roster and turned them from a hard-playing team into a poised two-way force that has now reached consecutive Eastern Conference Finals. This isn't just about playing hard, it's about his brilliant offensive and defensive schemes that the players have completely mastered, and the turning point was how he integrated the team's existing defensive cornerstones. With a player like OG Anunoby locking down the opponent's best player, Brown has implemented a versatile and adaptable system that can win games in multiple ways, either through a defensive slugfest or a high-powered shootout, and this coaching evolution is why the Knicks are no longer just a regular season threat. They are a team built for the pressure of a 7-game series. So you've got a superstar duo in Brunson and Cat and a championship-level coach in Mike Brown who has them on the verge of the finals. That alone makes the Knicks a serious problem, but the biggest reason the rest of the league should be shaking in their boots is how the front office made this all happen. Now, before we get into that master plan, if you're enjoying this breakdown right now of the new look Knicks, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming. And this is where it gets really scary for the rest of the league. For years, we heard President Leon Rose and his front office talk about long-term planning and accumulating assets. Now we've seen the masterclass come to fruition. For decades, the Knicks were famous for bad trades and no flexibility. Now they've become a case study in patience and execution. The front office took that war chest of draft picks and assets and pulled off the move they'd been waiting for. They swung the trade for a true second superstar in Karl Anthony Towns. And here's the terrifying part, they did it without having to gut the very core that makes them so good in the first place. Think about that. Most teams have to trade their entire future for one shot at a title. The Knicks did not have to choose. They added a superstar to a roster of tough, high IQ players on smart contracts that was already winning. They turned potential into a powerhouse. While other contenders are capped out and handcuffed, the Knicks built a monster while maintaining their foundation. That's not just smart, it's a championship-winning formula. So why exactly will the entire NBA fear the Knicks? Because all the ingredients are right there. They have the superstar 1-2 punch in Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns that can score from anywhere on the floor and facilitate. They also have a championship-proven coach in Mike Brown who has instilled a versatile two-way identity that wins in the playoffs. And maybe most importantly, they have a brilliant front office that executed its long-term plan to perfection. Those back-to-back runs to the Eastern Conference Finals were not the peak, they were the build-up, and this is no longer about being a tough playoff out, this is about the rise of the new powerhouse in the East. The foundation is set, the culture is locked in, and the championship window is wide open. Now I want to hear from you. What is the final piece of the puzzle for a championship parade in New York? Let me know down in the comments. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.